you know, it was so crazy to me because I was like, this ain't real. Like, come on, we still got shit. It's just a moment. We still got, it's a phase. We still got shit to record, whatever. But as time went on, it was like, oh, wait a minute. Y'all are serious about this. Yeah. And ended up having to find a new home, purchase our way out of the deal. I was like, man, this shit reminds me too much of 2018. And reminds me of everything that happened, you know, within that year and a half.
Your battle with Drake.
Right, but I mean, just the censorship of it and the things that, you know, were stopped and halted and verses and so on and so forth. I was like, oh, this is a real situation. Yeah. I like, we didn't have a choice. Like, we have to go because I wasn't gonna feel comfortable at all there.
Drake has that power. I don't think it was just at Universal. I think he had that power across hip hop, period. I could make a phone call. I don't like that. Fix it.
When you come back and you feel like you bearing gifts to label, like, look, boom. And for them to have, you know, the energy of like, of a censorship level of energy, like, no, we're not putting this out. When we come back to the label, it's like, man, we not only am I giving you the cream of the crop, but I'm also like pulling in the allies that I do have, and you know, all in the sake of great music, like all about, you know, just greatness.
Why anybody is surprised that Def Jam did some anti-hip hop shit? So it don't shock me that they said in the middle of litigation, hey, no Kendrick, even though he is a universal act. If that story is true, that means that they released him. I think Push even said something like that. Yo, the lawsuit is bigger than hip hop now, so it sucks that you kind of got to acquiesce to this thing, but it's here, and it is a real thing, so you have to treat it that way. Ever heard of you having the biggest rapper in the game feature and the label you're on saying no thank you? Nobody's ever heard of that. Yeah. Def Jam ain't been Def Jam since I was at Def Jam. Def Jam has always been Def, D-E-A-F, Jam. Def Jam without Ludacris and Ja and DMX and LL and that Def Jam ain't Def Jam. I used to know good people working over there. I don't know who's over there now. I know they broke down, consolidated, and picked it back up, and they made some type of new group now with all of Mercury and Island and yada, yada, yada.
Who turns in an album like this and thinks that they're not gonna put the album out?
So it's pretty much the status of
this is done. This is
last year.
They have all
full
this.
Full product.
They got everything.
Yeah.
Imagine paying millions to walk away from a major record deal. And for what? Creative control over a single song. That's exactly what the legendary duo Clipse, Pusha T and Malice just did with Def Jam Recordings. For 14 years, Pusha T, both solo and as half of Clipse, had a deep-rooted relationship with Def Jam. But that era abruptly ended in June 2025, sparked by a profound clash over artistic freedom. The central point of contention? A guest verse by none other than Kendrick Lamar on Chains and Whips, a track slated for Clipse's highly anticipated reunion album, Let God Sort 'Em Out. Now, why would a label fight so hard over one verse? Here's where it gets interesting. Def Jam's parent company, Universal Music Group, or UMG, was in a precarious position due to an ongoing high-profile legal battle. Drake, another major artist under the UMG umbrella, had initiated a lawsuit against the corporation. His claim? That UMG was involved in the release of Kendrick Lamar's fiery diss track, Not Like Us. Given this volatile legal backdrop, Def Jam became extremely apprehensive about anything that could further fuel the fire, or, critically, be perceived as UMG subsidiaries siding with Drake's rivals. And let's not forget, Pusha T himself has a well-documented history of conflict with Drake, intensifying the scrutiny on his content.
Drake has that power. I don't think it was just at Universal. I think he had that power across hip hop, period. I could make a phone call. I don't like that. Fix it.
So, what was Def Jam's demand regarding Kendrick's verse on Chains and Whips? Simple. Either censor it or remove the entire song from the album. But Pusha T's response was resolute. He unequivocally rejected these demands, asserting his unwavering commitment to artistic integrity and his collaborators.
I felt like I was out the way.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And also, you know, I feel like we're very self-contained in this in this creation process.
Pusha T himself clarified that Kendrick's verse contained no direct disses or explicit references to Drake, yet Def Jam insisted. Pusha stated, "They wanted me to ask Kendrick to censor his verse, which of course I was never doing. And then they wanted me to take the record off." This wasn't just a minor disagreement, it was a fundamental clash. After a month of Pusha T's firm refusal, Def Jam's lawyer suggested a drastic solution, dropping Clipse from the label. But Pusha T had a strategic foresight. He insisted that if Clipse was dropped, his solo deal must also be terminated, ensuring a complete break. What happened next is truly remarkable. Clipse didn't just get dropped. They negotiated and paid a colossal 7-figure sum, an exorbitant amount of money, as described by Pusha T's manager Steven Victor, to buy out both Pusha T's solo contract and Clipse's group deal. Pusha T himself confirmed this bold move on X, tweeting it was insane but doable, so it got done. This wasn't merely being let go. It was a deliberate act of artist liberation, a strategic investment to reclaim complete creative autonomy and gain ownership of their masters for "let God sort 'em out." And the story takes another incredible turn. Immediately following their expensive departure from Def Jam, within an astonishing 24-hour period, Pusha T's manager, Steven Victor, secured a new distribution deal with none other than Jay-Z's Roc Nation. This is a game changer because the Roc Nation deal is explicitly artist-friendly. Crucially, it grants Pusha T and Clipse full ownership of their masters for the new album, a stark contrast to traditional major label deals, where masters typically remain with the label. This strategic alignment with Roc Nation perfectly matches Pusha T's long-standing focus on retaining control over his intellectual property and creative output.
He said that him and Def Jam parted ways. Apparently, Jay-Z stepped in and helped him get off Def Jam because he had to pay Def Jam, I think, like a 7-figure settlement. And apparently, like, why they parted ways was Def Jam refused to release the album if they kept the Kendrick verse on the album. One, do you believe this to be true?
It's hard to believe that it's true because Kendrick is really running the game right now. And it's like you would want him to be on your album, especially as a label, because you're going to get more sales.
And he's known for lying, too. Pusha T is known to lie.
Especially because we know what they're going to be talking about on that song.
Yeah, of course. Well, again, according to him, and he said, like they said that the optics of having, like 2 Drake haters on a song together, fresh off this beef and the lawsuit, they just didn't want the problem, so they just... But still, bro, I feel like Pusha T is doing a masterful job at using Drake for every rollout he does. Again, because when he used Drake back in 2020,
it's going.
Yeah, it goes up. It goes up.
Now it's the same shit, bro. Fair, listen, but do you feel like Def Jam said, yeah, bro, we have stake in whatever song you're about to drop, and we don't want a Kendrick Lamar record right now.
But people know who's Def Jam owner label is UMG, right?
Yeah.
Drake is suing the UMG. You don't think it has anything to do with that?
Nah, bro. Because again, like, what?
Yeah, it has to be.
Why wouldn't Def Jam want a Kendrick Lamar record right now?
Because Peep Gang, that lawsuit, Drake low-key winning, they saying.
Uncle said, "You must be sick. All you talk about is just getting rich. Choke my neck and ice my bitch. Beat the system with chains and whips." There was like a best MC list or something. Evidently, I made the list, and it was just a lot of different opinions on, like, whether I should be on the list, whether I shouldn't be on the list. Me, out of 50 MCs, I was one of the people being questioned, like, should I be on the list? For me, it was just like it was a thing of like, everybody can have an opinion, but when you're talking about an MC list, I would expect for at least the opinion to be followed with like, and I belong on it. My mind state on the record was like, okay, well, I'm gonna give you my opinion.
This whole saga isn't just about Clipse. It's a powerful case study in the ongoing struggle for artistic freedom in the music industry. It vividly illustrates the tension between corporate risk management and the unwavering vision of artists. The willingness of Pusha T and Clipse to pay a 7-figure sum to protect their art signals a growing trend of artist empowerment. It challenges the traditional label-centric model and suggests a future where established artists, especially those with financial leverage, are making significant investments to control their intellectual property. What do you make of Clipse's monumental decision to buy their freedom from Def Jam? Was it worth the 7-figure price tag to ensure their artistic integrity and own their masters? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If this deep dive into the business of hip-hop blew your mind, make sure to smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to Hotspillz for more exclusive insights and breaking news that keeps you in the know about the ever-evolving world of music.